everyone, my name is Jerk, and this is the Big Show Procrastination Edition. I have this project I'm supposed to be working on, but for some reason I just can't bring myself to do it. Maybe it's the summer-like weather here in sunny Los Angeles, or the buzz in the air as the city starts to return to normalcy. Whatever it is, the result is the same, and that is another new guest on the Big Show. So let's get them out here, out of the green room, and out to promote their new material. Put your hands together for the premium tier 5 German foreign exchange student to Russia. Give it up for Makarov. Here it is in all of its glory. The Makarov. Hey, wake up. Wake up. Come on. This is a real ship. Now, I know it is easy to dismiss this ship as a premium Nuremberg, and you're pretty much right. It is the same ship, but you do get half the torps in exchange for 25% more AA. All of that for the reasonable price of, how much is this ship? Like 20 bucks? 40? Well, that's really the only difference in the ship, but there is one more thing. Because this is a German ship, it gets to keep the 1/4 HE penetration, even though it's Russian. Now. And since now identifying as a Russian in this non-binary world, you also get to put a Russian commander on it, and that means equilibrium of power and the cruiser version of Twist and Track. But before we talk too much about this, let me put my commander and modules up on the big screen. We've got Kuznetsov shooting vodka with Scott and Yamamoto, and you'll notice that I do have equilibrium of power on. Now most, including me, would say that is pretty much unnecessary. But I would argue so is paying real money for a Nuremberg. But since we have it, let's use it for the lulz. So with equilibrium of power on, I think this gets your HE pin up to something silly like 48 millimeters or something around there, which that essentially allows you to pin just about anywhere on many ships, but it is really unnecessary. The 1/4 pin alone gets you to, I believe, 30 millimeters, and you don't split your chance of a fire in half. So I don't think I would use this in a competitive sense, but smoke 'em if you got 'em, I guess. And the other thing we have is the Twist and Track Cruiser Edition, whatever that's called. And you will see me use that in this game. So let's talk about this game. We're on the map. We're on this map. I can't say the name of this map because every time I say the T word, the band starts playing music like I'm going to spit hot rhymes over it. But we're here. We spawned at B, and I tried to support my destroyer at C, but once it became apparent we were going to be overrun, I've rotated my position to hopefully become slightly more effective than I was there. We can see I've only got 3,000 damage so far. Now, because this is a Nuremberg, it suffers from the same issues the Nuremberg suffers from armor-wise, which is to say, just about the entire ship is made out of Citadel. And so much as a sneeze from a battleship can curl you up into the fetal position, trying not to cry, but crying anyway. Any ship is going to be more useful alive than sunk, I mean, so long as they're shooting their guns, so I figured I will rotate down to B, and we'll try to help in clearing off this half. One of the most important things that a Nuremberg or Makarov needs is spotting, so it can put its redonkulous HE to work. And the second thing it needs is good positioning to be able to do that. And so I'm not going to claim that this game is a damage barn burner, but what you will see is this amazing camo on it, and sound positioning for a light cruiser to do its job. Most of that is made possible by the spotting that my team provides, using island cover, and using the right ammo type in the right situation. I've long said that the hardest part for people to really master in this game is being able to read the game flow. The rest is pretty easy with experience, and I hope one thing you may have picked up on was when I decided it was time to move out. Many times there is a small window to react before you're caught in a bad place. but also pay attention to where it was that I moved to, not out into the open water spamming HE with no cover, instead rotating around the island to create another stronghold, take B, and exploit the red team's poor positioning. Every single CC out there, whether licensed to thrill or not, will tell you the most important thing to create in this game is a crossfire, and as such, I'm going to the southeast corner to be able to create a crossfire with our battleship up to the north. Spoiler alert, that ship is actually disconnected or making a sandwich or had something come up in life. But it's not just them either. That cruiser directly to my west is nowhere to be seen either. Now, I don't know if the red team realizes that or not, or maybe it's that this is tier 4 and 5 game with lesser experienced players, but the results are the same. I load AP, and I start nailing Citadel shots. First, going for that Kirov, but now going for this broadside Königsberg. And the AP, it slaps. So there's our first one. Alright. Now let's finish off this Kirov. Well, hopefully before those torps get there, but we need a double Citadel for that. We only get the one, and the torp finishes them off. But I did spot this destroyer coming up behind, so I'm going to back up and put on my HE, and then we'll just take care of that one. So I hope that this is showing why I position myself here. My broadside is protected from the majority of the red ships, and I'm able to go forwards and then backwards to remove any ships that get caught out of position, like this destroyer. And there we go, there's number 2. But now, all the potential targets are no longer accessible. So I need to reposition again to be able to acquire more, and ideally get into a spot where I can control which direction incoming fire comes at me from and by what. Because like I said, this ship is made of citadels, so I don't want battleships shooting at me. First, we're going to come across the Emil, and I've got AP, so let's hopefully remove this. No luck, but it was positioned, and that player has played well enough to lead me to think that they probably put torpedoes in the water, but I still have my hydro running. That New York, their turrets aren't facing this way, so I'm not all that concerned about them, and you can see I'm just putting AP into them, trying to secure this kill, but they actually get around the corner. And then we spot this Trento, who is, of course, broadside to me. So I've got the AP loaded still. I'm going to be taking shots at its broadside. One of these we're going to catch with a Citadel shot. Anyway, there are the torpedoes I was expecting, so we will strategically dodge those. We catch the Trento with Citadel, and it's going behind the island, but I think I can get one more shot over the top. And that's going to get us number 3. So we are starting to rack up the ships secured rather quickly, but our team is also still going down. Torps are spotted, so we know where their last destroyer is, but my RPF is pointing to the front of me, so I know where my nearest threat is too. Now, I did anticipate the destroyer being spotted or coming in this way, so I get a couple shots of HE off before turning my attention back over to the Emil and the Nuremberg, because I need 2 more ships sunk. And thinking, how am I going to get around here? Do I want to go to the right? Or do I want to go to the left? So, as we back up, because my intention is to go to the right, that Emil gets spotted, and that kind of changes everything. So you'll see that I switch over to AP here, really hoping to take him out on this first shot, but I think it's going to take a couple, of course, because that is how it is. And we get the high caliber there, and then they turn out, and I'm like, oh, well, I've got AP loaded, let's go ahead and use that, and we'll switch over to HE to finish him off, but we get him on that one. And the Nuremberg goes down at the same time. So I have to get their last destroyer. And this is where we really put the RPF to work. I know which direction their destroyer is, and no one else does. So, advantage jerk. Now, if this were an authentic Russian cruiser, I'm not sure we'd have a turning circle tight enough to actually be able to get around in here. But we're going to suck in our gut and cinch our belt to squeeze through here, because I do not want to be on the same side of the island as our destroyer, because then anyone might get the last shot off on the Icarus. Whereas if I head their destroyer off at the pass, it is almost certainly mine. So while we wait for this to happen, let me give you my closing thoughts on this ship. Is it a certified Kraken printer? You know, my inclination is to say no, but by golly, Teeble posted a Kraken game in it. I'm posting a Kraken game in it, and this is only like my 5th game played. So maybe it is. What? Sorry, my producer is telling me I must inform you for legal reasons that it is, in fact, not a Kraken printer. And if Wargaming didn't give me this ship for free, would I be spending my own money to pick it up? That's a no. But to each their own, and the value of money is relative, man, just like time. So, I'm going to hit the hydro here, and we're going to see that this is, in fact, not German hydro, or we would pick up the destroyer earlier. But as he sails into our 4 kilometers, there they are. Uh-oh. Do not yoink, please. And this is why we went this way. And there we are. Kraken 239 in the Makarov. Alright, let's see this scoreboard. 2,640 XP for a good game, about average, but a GG to our friendly Fabukis and the Red Nuremberg. But seriously, where were the Emil and Iron Duke? Were they on a Zoom call with each other or something? Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you came home from your study abroad semester and said, it's pronounced Ibiza, hit like. If you never wanted to go anywhere because what could it possibly teach you, hit dislike. Questions, comments, tales of innocence lost, leave them down below. Don't worry about missing our next flight abroad. You can just scan the subscribe button and have a seat in the Admiral's Lounge. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we'll talk then.